So last time I shared about this survey I had seen in Men's Health that 64% of the respondents have said this past year has been nuts. And I suggested pause, take a little time for some soul care. And that's great. And I hope some of y'all did that and got some great responses on all of that. So welcome that, welcome your comments and thoughts. But I want to go a little deeper this week with the same idea and a different way to pause. So in the opening of my book, The Next Level Entrepreneur, it looks like this. I quote from King Solomon. He lived millennia ago, considered one of the wisest men to have ever lived, and also one of the wealthiest, one of the most powerful kings ever. He wrote, "Tune your ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. Cry out for insight and ask for understanding. Search for them as you would for silver." Like you would pursue $1 million or multi-million dollars, go after wisdom and understanding that way. Seek for them like hidden treasures. So the reason I bring this up is I want to boil all that down to a simple question. I had a sage in my life many years ago, and one of the things that, in talking about wisdom with him, and he was kind of homespun, cowboy philosopher, very wise man, and he said rather simply, wisdom is common sense. Now, I've never published that. I've never taken that anywhere. I haven't really tested it to go like, okay, is that right? But it feels very true, and it works. Ask yourself this question about virtually everything. Does that make sense? This world is nuts. And I'll just take one thing. Does it make sense that the world is nuttier than it's ever been before? No. Why? Well, none of us lived 200 years ago, so we don't really know. We can read about 200 years ago, but we didn't live 200 years ago. So we don't really know. But my life is nuttier than it was 20 years ago. That does make sense, because I know. So it's when you start asking the simple question, does it make sense, you're inviting wisdom and understanding into your life. Mr. A writes to Max that he should pause, and he shares, your authenticity and passion serve you well. However, tuning your ear to wisdom will serve you even better. Questions later. And he would just kind of fly off, and his impetuousness, as he describes it, would get him in all kinds of trouble. And he goes, if I had only just stopped and asked, if I'd only just stopped and thought about it, if I had only just, I could have saved myself so much avoidable suffering. Thus, he writes to Max, your willingness to pause and follow this process is a testament to your character and wisdom. Pausing is wisdom. Pausing is wisdom. And what he is saying there, he's referring to the Next Level Navigator process in the book, which is a strategic process. So if you stop and just plan your steps a little bit, that's wisdom. So here's the thing. Take the knowledge, all the input, and simply try this question this week. Does that make sense? See how that works for you, and just settle with that. Let it pause you just enough, and just take lots of little pauses throughout the day, and pause with that question. Does it make sense? Try that, see how it works, leave some comments for us. We'll put all this into the blog or on YouTube, and let us know. We'd love to create a dialogue on this.